KUAM TV 8, your home for Super Bowl 56. KUAM News Headlines is presented by Calvo's Insurance, a legacy of trust, serving Micronesia since 1938. Matson, celebrating 25 years of commitment to Guam, Micronesia, and the CNMI. Cars Plus Hyundai, home of the Kona electric vehicle, an electric heart with an SUV soul. Test drive yours today at Cars Plus. McDonald's of Guam, I'm Loving It, and King's Restaurant, serving your local breakfast, lunch, and dinner favorites for over 45 years.
Ahead on Prime Time, Animal Rights Head says he's forwarding video evidence of cockfighting to the Department of Justice. Plus, a man accused of a 2021 murder is released to a third-party custodian. And dissenting CNMI Republicans say governor's impeachment investigation was flawed and politically motivated.
Hafa and good evening, everyone. I'm Tyler Matsinani. Thank you so much for joining us. Animal Wellness Action is calling for a Department of Justice investigation into a cockfighting video that group says shows a Department of Agriculture commodities inspector engaging in illegal bird fighting. Chris Barnett has tonight's top story.
Wayne Pacelli of Animal Wellness Action in a press conference today showed members of the media a video the group obtained from a confidential source.
That features a law enforcement officer working for the Guam Department of Agriculture. So it's deeply troubling to me that any law enforcement officer would be involved in illegal animal fighting. But it's even more troubling to me that it's a law enforcement officer with the Department of Agriculture, the agency that's been allowing thousands of fighting birds onto Guam and enabling cockfighting there.
Pacelli says after independent verification of the video is made, he'll forward it to the Department of Justice and call for an investigation. During a press conference today, Pacelli also continued to call out the Department of Ag for shipments of roosters coming into Guam.
The vast majority of the birds that have come to Guam are roosters, adult roosters, and there's no legitimate industry.
AWA says over 11,000 cocks have been shipped to Guam in the last 5 years. He again called on Department of Ag Director Chelsea Munya-Brecht to do something about it.
She should not be creating more cockfighting chaos on Guam. And that's what's been happening.
Pacelli said the animal rights group has been getting a lot of tips from the local community on island.
And I've been hearing from many Guamanians on this issue.
Animal Wellness has consistently called on the Leon Guerrero Tenorio administration to stop turning a blind eye to cockfighting, which was banned in federal law, and that federal law has survived numerous legal challenges.
4 federal courts, plus the Supreme Court, have issued decisions or orders on this issue. Every case has been resolved in favor of the United States and its authority to forbid cockfighting and related animal fighting activities in every part of the United States.
For Guam's News Network, Chris Barnett reports.
KUAM reached out to the Department of Agriculture Director Chelsea Munya-Brecht, who issued the following response, quote, Mr. Pacell, in his own press release, acknowledges that top shippers of fighting birds are residents of the mainland United States. Instead of looking across the ocean, he should look in his own backyard, where the supply is being raised and shipped here. At the bottom of the hour, the Tumon-Harmon Municipal Planning Council will be holding their regular monthly meeting where one of the topics of discussion will be the controversial Vista Del Mar project near the Two Lovers Point planning zone. Joining us live from the Tamuning Community Center is our Isaiah again. Isaiah?
That's right, Tyler. We're here at the Tamuning Senior Community Center, where the Tamuning, Tumon, and Harmon Municipal Planning Council is holding their monthly regular meeting. And to discuss the Vista Del Mar project, a lot of community discussions were happening with the Land Commission. And joining me is the Tatuha Mayor Louise Rivera to get her stance on the development. Hi, Mayor.
Hi, Hafa, Isaiah. Thank you for the opportunity and being here with us as we hold our regular monthly meeting and our first public hearing ever. to satisfy the open government law and the requirements of the Guam Land Use Commission meeting. We are holding it as a public hearing in regards to this project.
Okay. And so I wanted to get your sense on this development. I spoke with Lasia Casil from Safe Southern Guam, and I wanted to get your sense. She's opposed to this type of development, especially because it's probably going to affect our reef. So what are your thoughts about the project?
Oh, well, certainly anything that's going to affect our reefs or, we look for justification on whether to approve or disapprove any project. And so, I'm really glad that they came out, to be here and are letting us know what's going on, because there was actually a public hearing that was held by the Guam Land Use Commission, Department of Land Management, and no one was there to oppose the project or to speak about the reefs or any issues. But with all developments, whether big or small, people will get affected with the traffic, the noise, the dust, no matter what it is. And so, we have to, have an open mind and see how good this is for our entire community, for the island. And so, with this project in particular, it shows that there's going to be high rises, more units available for people to reside, and then a water park also, tentative plans that are there. And so this will also create more jobs for our people here that have been without a job, throughout this pandemic. There's so many unemployed. So, there's different things to consider. And so we're here. This is the first public hearing regarding this project from the MPC, because we are required to have a minimum of two meetings. So this is the first of the two. And, we look forward to hearing what everyone has to say. And people are calling in and giving their thoughts. And, they want us to report for the record how they feel. I'm sorry we don't have it on Zoom right now, with the whole open government law and the notice, with me, I'm a spur of the moment. When something needs to be done, we'll do it, take care of it. But, like now to put it on Zoom, I mean, we do to change it because of the pandemic, and people are worried about the high rise in numbers. To switch it over to a virtual meeting is last minute.
Yeah.
And so we are continuing on with the in-face.
Yeah.
And we just ask that everybody continue to get their temperature check as they come in, sign in, continue to wear your mask and stay your social distance. Just do your part and, sign in or let us know if you need to or would like to testify. Yeah. We're also, again, at many public hearings that I have attended, there could be 1,000 people that are at the public hearing that are opposed to it, but the final approval or disapproval comes from the meeting, the hybrid meeting that's going to happen with the Guam Land Use Commission. So we are going to gather as much information as we can to determine how the Municipal Planning Council, will have their resolution in favor or against, this project.
All right. Thank you, Mayor, so much. Reporting live from the Tamuning Community Senior Center, Guahusi Isaiah Uggan.
Thanks, Isaiah. Again, that was our Isaiah Uggan reporting live from Tamuning. In regional news, CNMI Governor Ralph Torres responds to his impeachment saying, quote, "I have not done anything illegal," unquote. And the Republican lawmakers who did not vote to impeach speak out. Tomas Manglotnia has the latest.
CNMI Governor Ralph Torres says he hasn't done anything illegal. In his response to the news of impeachment late yesterday, he says the lawmakers backing impeachment are driven by hatred.
This process has also created an environment of severe division in our community.
Our neighbors, our friends, have now become families.
Torres is now the second governor in the NMI to be impeached. In 2013, Governor Benigno Fitiel resigned after the House impeached him and before his Senate trial. However, Torres says his case is different, and at a recent press conference, Torres told media he's not resigning. At the end of the House session yesterday, the Republican lawmakers who did not vote for impeachment spoke out.
The timeline of this investigation is flawed, and I wish there was thoroughness over expediency. This was not the case today, so I dissented.
Republicans backing the governor for re-election want more time and documents, asserting that the 2 years' worth of investigations is not enough.
I think the most pressing question that has been left unanswered is why hasn't the public auditor or the Attorney General addressed any of the JGO's claims or any violations? In my opinion, maybe the simple answer is that no crime has been committed, and the JGO is simply trying to convince this body and the people of the Sinimay that their disapproval of how the governor exercises his authority and discretion equates to felony.
I wish that, we could set aside political differences, but there's an obvious move here for political gain.
The governor's fate now lies in the Senate, where he says he believes there will be a fair trial. Tomas Manglona for KUAM News.
The man accused of murdering 23-year-old Jaron Wahlbacker is being released. Here's more from Superior Court. Home confinement with 2 third-party custodians. Those were the conditions to be met in order for 22-year-old murder defendant John Maliaga to be released from the Department of Corrections. His release was met with opposition from the government, but defense counsel Bryson Brazil wasn't having it.
Mr. Maliaga has done everything the court has asked of him. The electronic monitoring program was created so that people who are deemed a high risk or who would otherwise be incarcerated are afforded the opportunity to be incarcerated at a home while they are pending trial. And he's gone through all of the necessary steps, Your Honor. The family is in the courtroom, willing to take him in. He will be on a strict house arrest. He understands that. I don't think there's any more hurdles, Your Honor.
The court sided with the defense and placed him on a $25,000 personal recognizance bond. He's also been ordered to have no contact with anyone involved in the case, along with the victim's family. He will be released on Friday at 1 p.m. and will be staying at a home in Talafofo. His co-defendant, Fiatagaluia Aki, has been on house arrest in Jigo. Aki faces manslaughter and aggravated assault, while Maliaga faces murder, aggravated assault, and 2 counts of assault as a misdemeanor. The pair were indicted for the October 2021 death of 23-year-old Jaron Wahlbacker, who was killed after an altercation broke out at King's Restaurant in Tamuning. Maliaga's next hearing will be heard before Judge Alberto Tolentino. The date is to be announced. The Guam Memorial Hospital has confirmed that staff members have caught COVID-19. According to GMH spokesperson May Habib, quote, "We've so far had 34 positive staff in this recent wave, 13 of whom have been cleared to come back to work." Habib said that the new guidelines placed by the Center for Disease Control and Prevention and by Public Health allowing vaccinated staff to discontinue isolation after 5 days is allowing many positive staff to get back to work sooner. This is also similar to what's being seen nationwide in the mainland with yet another surge of COVID-19 and the highly infectious Omicron variant. Habib added that GMH's staff are stretching and maximizing their efforts to fill in any needs to continue operations as normal and ensuring high-quality healthcare delivery. As of 5 a.m. today, there are currently 159 inpatients at GMH. Chairman of the Governor's Physicians Advisory Group, Dr. Nathaniel Berg, spoke before the Rotary Club of Guam Thursday afternoon. Some members voiced concerns about the rise in COVID cases, which Dr. Berg shed light on, like the current mandates in place and how the unvaccinated are still under fire.
And I tell them, if you're going to do that, then just be extra careful, right? Because you're vulnerable. The kids, probably not from Omicron so much, but down the road. Right? And you may want to consider getting it down the road.
Dr. Berg added that the Physicians Advisory Group is here to prepare for whatever the coronavirus brings and says that no partisan agendas are at work within the PAG.
Always trying to look down the road at what's coming and to try and prepare our community as best we can without being political. I've never seen any political shenanigans of backing somebody up or something of that nature. And not worried about challenging somebody. It's not happening.
Dr. Berg stated that the decisions the PAG makes with the governor are well thought out to keep the island and its residents safe. Disciplinary action will be taken against the students involved in the fight that broke out on the campus of John F. Kennedy High School in Tamuning yesterday. The video that circulated widely on social media platforms including chat groups on WhatsApp, depicted students in uniform surrounding two girls pulling hair, punching, kicking, and slapping. The viral video also shows another fight breaking out involving two other girls pulling hair as well, while school aides are trying to break up the fight. Guam Department of Education Interim Public Information Officer Michelle Franquez confirmed with KUAM News the fight occurred during lunch break on Wednesday at JFK. She says that those students will be dealt with accordingly.
Overall, we are concerned whenever there are fights on campus. And we know that Dr. Adamos and the admin team at JFK acted appropriately, did everything that needed to be done to ensure that the fight was resolved as quickly as possible and that all students who were nearby were safely taken care of. We do know that our schools do have the ability and will certainly ensure that the appropriate disciplinary actions will be taken against these students. We cannot discuss the disciplinary outcomes for these individual students, but we do know that JFK is addressing the situation at hand.
It also appears in the widespread video clip that a school official in a blue polo shirt and jeans pulling one of the girls' hair while the other two school aides are trying to break them up. Franquez explained that it was unintentional.
Are given defensive maneuver training where they do try to alleviate the fight without being so fervent or rough with our students. However, in the situation, if you were watching the video, it escalated from just two girls fighting to four. And so sometimes in the heat of the fight, when they are trying to restrain, sometimes it's not intentional that it may happen, but it does occur when you're just trying to hold back a student from another one. Again, we cannot forcefully hurt students in any way. And with the defensive training that our staff does handle, we have to try to restrain them. It is unfortunate that that may have happened, but again, there was no intention of trying to restrain the student as such. It's just in the heat of the moment that that may have happened.
Now, to calm these types of situations, if and when they occur, Franquez noted that all GDOE employees are offered a training program monthly in the course of 2 days, dubbed Safe Crisis Management Training, or SCMT, which covers de-escalation, seclusion, and restraint. And once again, we invite you to voice your view across our social media platforms with our daily question. Today, we asked, how has your job or workplace been impacted by COVID-19? Stick around for more news here on Primetime. You're watching KUAM.
Honey, do you want some milk?
Do you ever wonder how your favorite products make their way into your local stores? Most arrive on state-of-the-art Matson vessels that transport containers of food, household items, equipment, and supplies into the islands every week. Because we know that you depend on us, we work closely with our partners to ensure that our shipments arrive on time, all the time, so you can find your favorite products when you need them. We transport the region's most precious cargo that supports successful businesses and promotes a better quality of life for our families. Matson is proud to have been the hometown shipping carrier for Guam, the CNMI, and Micronesia for the past 25 years, and you can count on us to be here for generations to come.
Don't need a work break, keep the smile on your face. The moments you can't replay, and I'll be around. Whoa, you can count on me. You can count on me for life.
Wherever life takes you, we're always here for you. Calvo's Insurance. Count on us for life.
Taco Bell is so good and so cheap.
I know, right? I wonder why.
What if they know we're broke? What if they're trying to be the good guys?
Ah, thanks, Taco Bell!
Join us in saluting those making strides and serving in our armed forces every Tuesday on the KUAM News Instagram account. These weekly posts round up profiles of Guamanians receiving accolades in the armed forces, those stationed on Guam making a difference in our community, and veterans being recognized for their service. Presented by Future Smiles Orthodontics. Build a brighter future with a brighter smile.
Let us know what's up on our KOM News WhatsApp tip line at 671-727-0094. Share information about what's happening in your town, on Guam or the CNMI, and what you want us to know. Reach us on WhatsApp at 671-727-0094.
Welcome back. The amount of homeless people on island is evident. The Interagency on Homelessness and Office of Homelessness Assistance and Poverty Prevention held a meeting to discuss the continuous issue. KUAM's Hannah Devonzo has this report.
According to a 2020 statistic, the United States Interagency Council on Homelessness reported that almost 800 people on Guam are experiencing homelessness. Sinahanya Mayor Robert Hoffman posed an idea to help those on island.
We've come across quite a few homeless that do want to be reunited with their family members off island. Some of them don't have any more family here. They're the last ones here. They just don't have the means to go. And we know many of them.
Through the generosity of individuals, they have been able to reunite homeless people with their family off island. The outcome is undeniable.
And they're thriving. When we do follow-ups, just find out where they're at. They're with their sister, they're with their aunts, they're with their brother, and they're doing so much better. They're off substance abuse. They're in treatment programs. They've graduated treatment programs. They actually have stable jobs. And so we know that when you have that support system around them, they do better.
The government here on Guam has a mileage bank specifically used for medical travel. Mayor Hoffman requested access to this bank to benefit homeless people. According to Lieutenant Governor Josh Tenorio, this is a possibility, but will need to go through the legislature.
Basically, what I think what needs to happen is we need the legislature to amend the statute and allow authorized use for the mileage program for homeless individuals. It could be certified by the coalition or through our process, right, with the OHAP, to go and utilize the mileage program for their reunification off island and I think their stabilization.
At this time, Mayor Hoffman plans to make a motion for the interagency to make a recommendation to the legislature. This would give access to the mileage bank. The next meeting will take place on Thursday, February 10. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Hannah Devonzo.
Thanks, Hannah, for that report. Although Gaines' capacity is maxed out, the shelter says they are doing enough to help address the island's stray animal population problem. This comes after mayors called out Gaines for not taking in any more stray animals being taken off the streets by village leaders. Here's more with KUAM's Isaiah Uggan.
During a recent monthly meeting held on Zoom, the Mayor's Council of Guam discussed wanting Guam animals in need, better known as GAIN, to accept more stray animals that they are taking off the streets. A PD resident getting bit by a stray dog prompted village mayor and MCOG president Jesse Alec to call on the animal shelter in Jigo to expand its capacity if space is an issue. GAIN executive director Allison Hadley responded to the call.
We completely empathize with, the mayors and what they're going through. We understand that our capacity is a roadblock for them sometimes. I mean, it's a roadblock for us as well, depending on the situation. And so, there isn't a whole lot to say other than, a lot of the same things that we've said in the past. It really comes down to the funding and all of that, which we are in the process of receiving.
About $450,000 has been allocated by the 36th Guam legislature to the Department of Agriculture to address the island's stray animal population problem by spaying and neutering, as well as expanding game shelter capacity by constructing new kennels.
It's just that we have not begun receiving that money yet. So I don't have the funds to take those first steps. I know that Department of Agriculture is working on getting that ready to go so that we can utilize it and begin the first steps of expanding our capacity, which of course, even if I have the money today, I won't have more kennels tomorrow necessarily. So it will take time. So we just, we hope that everybody can understand that, it's something that's going to take time, but it is in the works, and it's something that's very much at the forefront of our minds constantly.
Currently, Gain has 54 dog kennels that can fit about 2 to 3 dogs. Hallie noted that they have also partnered with the Boonie Flight Project to help with the island's stray animal population of 40 to 60,000 dogs and cats.
My response is that we are doing the best that we can, and we are following proper guidelines, but while also still trying to be respectful of the animal's life.
If you would like to support and help move Gain's mission forward, you can call 671-653-4246. Reporting for Guam's News Network, Wahusi Isaiah Uggan.
It's the Guam Power Authority's roadmap to meeting future demand. GPA officials presented the latest update to its Integrated Resource Plan to the Consolidated Commission on Utilities last night. It calls for the completion of the $260 million, 198-megawatt Ukudu power plant by 2024. GPA also projects that it will reach a key renewable energy milestone in the next 8 years. CCU member Simon Sanchez sought clarification from GM John Beneventi.
Rooftop solar, say for all the schools or whatever.
You're telling us that you and your team have a plan to get us to 50% by 2030, and here's how we're going to do it with this 408 megs, projected 408 megs of solar, which is a combination of utility scale, smaller scale, and individual citizens adding on their capacity. And when you add, your projection is when you add it all up, when we get to 408, we will meet the demand, the projected demand of the community in 2030, and we will be meeting that demand with 50% of our energy coming from solar.
Beneventi and his staff also outlined some $233 million in additional projects to achieve greater operational efficiencies, grid stability, and emission reductions. The IRP is subject to the approval of the CCU and the Public Utilities Commission. Senator Talina Nelson will be campaigning this year, but will it be for senator or delegate to Congress? According to the Guam Election Commission's website, Nelson's campaign signed for 2 candidate packets, one for senator and the other for Guam delegate to the U.S. House of Representatives. Democrat Party Chair Tony Babauta had shortlisted Nelson and former Senator Regine Bisco-Lee as potential challengers to incumbent delegate Mike Sinicolas. Sinicolas has told KUAM he is seriously considering a run for governor in the 2022 election. Incumbent Governor Lou Leon Guerrero and Lieutenant Governor Josh Tenorio's campaign has already signed for a gubernatorial packet. Legislative packets were requested for incumbent Republican Senator Jim Moylan and losing 2020 GOP election candidates Vince Borja, Sandra Sao, and Don Edkaline. Ken Leon Guerrero ran as a Republican in 2020 and lost, but did not declare a party when signing for a 2022 packet. Democrat Roy A.B. Kanata also signed for one. Nonito Blas signed for a Consolidated Commission on Utilities candidate packet. Guam has 49,352 registered voters as of December 31, 2021. You can register to vote online and view candidate sign-out logs and other election-related information at gec.guam.gov. It's a reminder not to burn this time of year. Today, a woman's home extension in Dededo went up in flames after a debris fire she started to spread. Spokesperson Kevin Riley said at around 1:10 p.m., units with the Guam Fire Department responded to a wood and tin extension on fire on Disipulu Street in Santa Ana. The fire was under control at 2:13 p.m. With the island just entering the dry season and with the increase in winds, gusty conditions can cause fires to spread quickly. As a reminder, outside burning without a permit from GPD is not authorized. Also, right before news time, Riley confirmed several units along with forestry are currently battling a large grass fire in the Santa Rita Agate area. No residents have been evacuated. However, GFD recommends residents downwind close their windows and doors or voluntarily leave their residences if the smoke and ash causes health or safety concerns. The Guam Chamber of Commerce is gearing up for the election year 2022. Announcements are expected soon about the Chamber's strategic plan to boost the economy and the plans of the Chamber-affiliated Political Action Committee. Nestor Lecanto has more.
Newly elected Chamber Board Chairman Ed Untalon and President Catherine Castro talked about the upcoming announcements during an appearance on The Link Show.
We are going in through an election year, and I'll speak very frankly. We need to collaborate with all the politicians. But, we firmly believe that the chamber is bipartisan. We don't care what side of the party you are. I personally don't care. I know Catherine doesn't care. Our job is to be able to help the membership in whatever way. And that's the focal point. The chamber doesn't go out there and support a particular candidate, and I think the focus of the Political Action Committee is really to key in on initiatives or issues and whoever candidates will want to follow it or not.
He's referring to the Chamber-affiliated Action PAC, which was formed 2 years ago to vet political candidates and endorse those that support its economic positions.
They're going to come out strong, and it's just going to be super exciting. So good things for the community to look out for. But certainly the chamber, there are certain key things that the chamber really espouses, right? And we're the whole idea is to make sure that we, like what Ed said, is to engage with our political leaders and community partners so that we can work together to really build back our economy, right?
Castro says a formal announcement of the Action PAC's plans is expected before the end of the month. For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
Stay with us. Coming up next on KUAM News, we have sports with Dave Delgado, and still to come, your Cold Stone Creamery birthday shoutouts. Keep it here to KUAM.
Beautiful. It is, right, baby?
Dad, isn't that where we usually stop for gas?
It's where we used to stop, but not anymore.
But isn't that the place with the milkshakes?
Okay, all right, let's go.
Good job, kids.
Take your adventure further in the first ever Santa Fe Hybrid.
I didn't get screened because I was just afraid of it.
I procrastinated.
I didn't have any symptoms.
I didn't have insurance.
I didn't want to know.
There were several services that was available to me.
I got a mammogram.
Colonoscopy,
I know in my heart that early detection saved my life.
And I just tell people all the time, please go get screened.
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
Puget Sound swimmer Jaden Francis started swimming in middle school when his father was stationed in Las Vegas. He moved to Guam in 2018 and started swimming with the Manhoban Swim Club. Jaden's events include the 100 and 200 meter free and 100 and 200 meter butterfly.
Coaches here at Manhoban, they took me in with open arms, and since then my swimming kind of just really took off from there. You know, I was able to drop time. I learned a lot from them, a lot of experience gained, learning how to lead, a lot of mental toughness that goes in with that, and that's just how they've trained me.
With the closures of the Agana and Dedido swimming pools, our local swimmers had to take their training sessions to the beach and PD Channel.
Training in the ocean, it's really helped like my mental toughness throughout the years. That's something that I always used to struggle with, like in my career, just that mental aspect. So once I kind of got that down, just learning how to cope with tough environments, learn how to deal with adversity, that's just really like helped in the last few years.
Francis is in his first year at the University of Puget Sound, located in Washington. His goal is to one day represent Guam at the Olympic Games.
Since coming here, the people of Guam have welcomed me with open arms. I love the culture. I love being a part of this island. My dad's been in the military, so we've kind of been like moving everywhere since I was young, but this is truly like a place I call home now. Yeah, so I want to compete on the national team one day, hopefully in the Olympics. I think my mindset going in through that, just working hard, getting better day in, day out. I'm here in the pool day in, day out, working on my craft, represent Guam to the best of my ability.
Now for some programming news. Sunday, January 16th at 7:30 in the morning on KUAM TV 8, NBC Sunday Night Football NFL Wildcard Playoff game between the Las Vegas Raiders at Cincinnati Bengals. Then on Monday, January 17th at 11:15 in the morning, KUAM TV 8, more Sunday Night Football for you. Pittsburgh Steelers at Kansas City Chiefs.
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
Need a new phone? Trade in now and get up to $500 off our best 5G devices. Trade in your older phone in any condition and step up to better savings and speeds only our 5G network can provide. Check out our website and catch up on the best mobile experience. Trade in now. Docomo Pacific. Better together.
What are you doing? What? Just reminding him I serve my breakfast sandwiches all day and all night with freshly cracked eggs. Try my 2 for $6 double bacon breakfast sandwiches.
And before we close out the news tonight, of course, we have our birthday shout-outs from the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club.
Happy birthday to Zeus Fernando Camacho, wishing you the greatest first birthday ever, Zeus. XOXO, coming from Mommy, Daddy, and all of your siblings. Zeus, happy birthday to you.
And that is going to do it for us here on Primetime. Again, thanks so much for watching. Have a good night and be safe, Guam.
Local music mashup sponsored by Burger King. BK Your Way.